Welcome to today's video. We're going to change things up on the channel. I don't normally have commentary, so I thought I would start that today. I'm a pool player for many years, APA, VNEA, BCA, TAP leagues. Played as a 6 most recently, both 8 ball and 9 ball. My Fargo rating 601. I've always enjoyed the game of straight pool. I've played that for a long time, and my goal was to run 100 balls. So I started 3 years ago recording these videos to try and get myself motivated and to get more consistent in playing and get consistent runs. What I put on YouTube is usually a good run that's over 40 or normally anything over 50. So right now my high run is 91. I have videos of 85 and 83. Today I'm starting with this run that you're going to see here. It'll be a 42 ball run, and what I'd like to do is take a look at these videos, commentate over them, and then come to a conclusion of why I missed the shot. Was it due to fundamentals, pattern play, mental approach, something else, or a combination? And then I'll record some drills to try and solve those issues so that I can get my game better and ultimately get my 100 ball run, which is my goal. So leave comments if you see something that I'm doing. If you're a straight pool player, you understand patterns better than I do, or you have input on what you're seeing, maybe not even related to straight pool. Straight pool's a great game because all the things that you do in straight pool usually are things that you're going to do in other games. So you'll see this rack I'm not playing very well. I'm literally out of position all over the place, and sometimes I'll start my runs this way where I really don't care. I'm just trying to get loose. I know that's not the right approach, but it just helps you get started and lets you get off a couple racks, and then once, for me, when I'm looking at 50s and 60s, which are my normal runs, when I get past 2 racks, then I'll start getting a little more serious and pay attention. I've got a below rack break shot. Not ideal, but certainly doable. The ball's real close to the rail, so that'll help. And I think I hit this pretty clean and get a nice break. Here I don't have a shot. I have to play the 1 ball, so I'm settled in already. So I decide I'm going to play the 1. I'm going to hit it nice and clean and keep a little bit of below center, and that way I'm not going to end up at the side pocket and worry about a scratch. Okay, so here I've got to get on that 8 ball. That's the only way to break the rack up, unless I want to play a difficult combination on the 5-12. So I'm able to hit this pretty cleanly. I get right on the 8 ball, and now I've got a lot of weight in front of me, so I'm going to hit this pretty firm top spin and go through the 13. And I probably could have used a little more speed. I almost didn't get out of that. So I don't think the 5 ball is playable. I think I've got to play the 6, or might even look at the 15, which I'm jacked up over the 4. A little bit more difficult, but ultimately I want to get back and have more options. I want to try and get on the 10 ball. I've got to break up the 5 to 12. That's cluster is not doing me any good. So here I don't have many more balls to get down to that 10 ball, and I've got nothing near the 10 ball to get on it. So this is critical. This is where a run can go wrong, and 1 shot can get you out of position, then you're more out of position, and sometimes you just can't recover. So I'm looking at this. It takes a while. I've got to try and play the 13 and pass the 7 so I can get back to the 10 by going forward on the 7. I see that as my option right now. I could have played the 7, maybe 2 or 3 rails, but that's just too much distance. I'd have to hit it too hard, and I think that would open me up to missing as well. So I like playing a softer shot, especially in straight pool if I have the choice. I think I finally figured it out. I visualize the shot. I know that it's possible, and so then I hit it. And for me, if I don't visualize it and I can't see it working in my mind, it's going to fail. Well, now I just got to get down near the first diamond to be able to play the 10 ball. And I did that pretty well. And now I've got a great line to open up that 2-5-12. And I almost got jammed up here. This 12 barely goes. I probably should have hit that a little firmer to get away from the 9-4. That's the type of stuff that catches you after the fact and you wonder what the heck happened or how it happened. I'm able to use a little inside English and curve slightly around the 2. Now I see my 5 ball is the breaker, and I'm going to play the harder shot here and play the 9 ball in the side, because I know after that now I've got a nice triangle between the 6, 2, and 4. So I'll play the 6, 2, my last ball will be the 4. Not an ideal pattern, but it's what I'm left with. So I'm just going to hit this a little bit. I'm going to get on the 2. Now I've got to be critical here because I don't want an angle that takes me down to the short rail for the 4. I want an angle that takes me up table so I can hit the rail near the side pocket and just lay for the 5. And I've got that pretty darn near perfect. Now I can do a stun shot, hit the rail and come out. And the ball is nice and flat, so I don't have to worry about the angle opening up. I was able to control the speed, and those are nice shots they have in straight pull. Okay, so we're getting ready to hit the 5 ball. There's no chance here of scratching. I'm going into about the 9 ball, between the 9 and 11. So I'm going to hit it with a little bit of outside English right into the 11 and stop. So if I'd have known I wasn't between them, I probably could have hit it a little bit harder. Hit the ball and double kissed. So again, I've got one shot to get me out of this, and that's that 7 ball. I've got to make it, and I've got to hold for the 2 ball so I can get onto that. I believe it's the 4 ball below the 15, and that will allow me to break them. I've got a couple of safety balls, the 1 and the 14. Not ideal, but it's what I've got to deal with here. So I've got to execute this well. So the main thing is to stop it and don't let it roll forward. And I think I do just that. I let it roll 1 ball, 1.5 balls, and I got real lucky here to be able to use some English and throw this 2 ball in and still stay on the 4 ball. Okay, so I'm on that pretty well. So I believe I'll hit the 5 or between the 5 and 15, so I want to give this some power so I can get through them. I've got no balls on the left-hand side long rail, so I'm not worried about tying anything up over there. I just want to break them open. So there you go. I forced my way through, and now, of course, I have one more problem here, and this is big. That 13-9 on the left-hand side. It's huge. I've got to find a way to get into it, and the only thing I see is the 10 ball. Unfortunately, I've got to get below the 10 ball down near the 314 to have an angle on it to break them up. And these balls, probably on camera, it looks like you could make the combination, but it was not a good candidate for combination. So I got to break them out. So I'm trying to get to the 15, 8, 10. That's a real good triangle. In straight pull, you want to use triangles. That's a real good triangle to get me onto the right spot to break them open. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm just making sure, because if I miss this angle, the 3 doesn't go past the 1, so nothing else is makeable. So I hit that pretty firm, nice and stiff, no English, and I'm able to stop it perfectly. Now my issue is I do not want to hit the 9 and double kiss, because it could just stay right there. So I hit this really hard to make sure I go through it, and if you notice I caught the 13, which worked out really well. And here's another decision. I don't have a break shot. I don't really have anything that looks good here, so I'm thinking, well, I've got to move stuff around. So maybe I hit the 9 ball hard and I try and get into the top of the 1 ball, but when I get back there and look with the bridge, that's a guessing shot. No, there's no guarantee I'm going to come out better than I am now. So I look at it and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I can take the 13. It gives me a perfect angle to go on to the 9 ball, and the 9 ball hits the 3 directly in the face. So I choose that because the 13 was an easy shot. And now I have to execute. I've got one shot to execute. I've got to hit that 3 ball. That will drop me down into the 1 area, and that's the only choice I have. And then I'll look for a break shot after I hit them. Hopefully it'll be probably the 14 or the 1. Okay, and I hit it perfect. And to me, the 14's a little closer to that triangle of balls that's going to be racked in a couple of seconds. So I like to use the 14. And 1 ball gets me right on the 3. I've just got to make sure I get up high enough so I can come back down with a good angle on the 14. And I got really well. Real nice here. I can just use a stun shot, hit the bottom rail just behind the 14 and come back off for a nice angle, just like the last rack. Alright, so I'm looking at this shot. It's not a hard shot. I want to hit into the 215. And I get ready to hit it, and unfortunately I'm not able to make the shot, and I'll show you why in a minute. So very disappointed. The shot didn't go where I want. I'm going to go ahead and reload the video and put that in slow motion. Now, some of my issues that I deal with, shooting too quickly. When I'm in a difficult bridging situation, I tend not to be able to calm myself down, and I just throw the cue stick into it. That causes me a lot of issues. Optimal pattern play is huge in this game, and I tend to last 5-6 balls are key in this game, and I tend to not be able to play ideal position all the time. That's something that needs more practice. So if you watch the timing of the backstroke, they're short, a little shallow for the speed I'm going to hit it with. I'm dialed in visually, but when I pull back to execute, you'll notice I pull back a lot and my elbow comes out. So that's something for me to contend with. A quick back swing that shows up from time to time, and it causes my cue to go offline. The elbow comes out, which can't happen. So something to work on. If you like the video, smash the subscribe button and the like button. I'd really appreciate it, and we'll do more of these and get more commentary out there. Have a great day.